You didn't find peace. You found silence. And silence felt safe, because nothing was demanding anything from you anymore. No pressure, no confrontation, no resistance, just quiet. And you mistook that quiet. At first, it felt like relief. Life slowed down. The chaos faded. You finally stopped fighting. But something else disappeared too. Your edge. You stopped waking up hungry, not for food, for meaning. You stopped feeling pulled towards something difficult. You stopped feeling tested. Days became smoother, but emptier. And instead of asking why, you called it peace. Peace doesn't drain you. Peace doesn't make you numb. Peace doesn't erase urgency. If what you're living feels calm, but directionless, that isn't peace. That's retreat. You didn't become wise. You became comfortable. And comfort has a sound. It's quiet. It doesn't argue with you. It doesn't challenge you. It lets you stay exactly where you are. Forever. Nothing is wrong with your life. And that's the problem. No danger. No hunger. No reason to rise. So your body relaxed. Your mind softened. And slowly, without noticing, you lost your sharpness. Things that used to excite you now feel heavy. Challenges feel annoying. Pressure feels unfair. You avoid discomfort, and not because you can't handle it, but because you're no longer built for it. That wasn't an accident. When nothing demands strength from you, strength leaves. Not dramatically, not loudly, quietly, just like your ambition did. You didn't choose weakness. You drifted into it. One easy decision at a time. One delay. One excuse. One comfort. Until effort felt foreign and struggle felt unnecessary. And now, you protect your comfort now like it's sacred. You avoid anything that threatens it. Hard conversations, hard work, hard truths. You don't call it fear. You call it peace. But deep down, there's a feeling you can't shake. A tension. A sense that something is missing. That you're calmer, but smaller. Safer, but less alive. Because real peace doesn't come from escape. It comes from surviving something that tried to break you. And you haven't survived anything in a long time. That's why this feels hollow. That's why the quiet doesn't satisfy. That's why comfort feels good, but never enough. You didn't find peace. You escaped the fight, and it changed you. There was a time when pressure shaped men. Not motivation, not inspiration, pressure. If you didn't adapt, you fell behind. If you didn't fight, you lost ground. If you didn't endure, you were replaced. Strength wasn't a personality trait. It was a requirement. Now look around. Life has been engineered to remove pressure. Food without effort. Pleasure without pursuit. Comfort without cost. Nothing forces you to rise anymore. And when the environment stops demanding strength, the human system downshifts automatically. This is not a character flaw. It's biology. The body adapts to its environment. Remove resistance, and muscle disappears. Remove danger, and alertness fades. Remove necessity, and ambition rots. You didn't lose motivation. Your environment trained it out of you. Think about it. Why would urgency exist in a life with no consequences? Why would hunger survive in a world that feeds distraction instantly? Why would discipline form when everything bends to convenience? It wouldn't. And it doesn't. So men started redefining weakness. Avoiding struggle became self-care. Escaping pressure became balance. Quitting became protecting peace. Language softened first. Behavior followed. Now discomfort feels offensive. A hard day feels like injustice. A demanding goal feels unreasonable. A standard feels like oppression. Not because it is, but because the nervous system hasn't been stressed in years. Strength is not lost suddenly. It atrophies, slowly, quietly, while you're busy being comfortable. That's why pressure feels unbearable now. Your system forgot how to carry weight. That's why effort feels exhausting before it even begins. Not because the task is hard, but because your tolerance is low. This is the real damage of comfort. It doesn't ruin your life. It shrinks your capacity to handle life. So everything feels heavier than it should. Look at how men respond to adversity now. They don't lean in. They pull away. They don't endure. They distract. They don't adapt. They complain. And they wonder why nothing improves. Nothing improves because growth only happens under load. Always has. Always will. Muscle grows under tension. Skill grows under friction. Character grows under pressure. Remove pressure and decay begins. Comfort tells you a lie. It says, stay here. You're safe. But safety without challenge turns into fragility. And fragility hates resistance. That's why you avoid hard things now. Not because you're lazy. Because your system has been trained to associate discomfort with danger. So it flinches. And every time you choose ease over effort, that response gets stronger. The avoidance becomes automatic, until struggle feels unnatural and comfort feels necessary. This is how softness becomes identity. Not overnight, through repetition. And the worst part? The world doesn't care. It won't slow down because you feel overwhelmed. It won't lower standards because you chose comfort. It will simply move past you, quietly. You don't lose your edge because you're weak. You lose it because you stop using it. And unused things decay. The damage doesn't show up all at once. It shows up in small reactions. A delayed decision, a postponed task, a goal you revisit later. Nothing dramatic, just hesitation. You start negotiating with yourself. I'll do it tomorrow. I deserve rest. It's not the right time. And each time you listen, your authority over yourself weakens, not consciously, neurologically. Self-trust erodes when action stops matching intention. You tell yourself you'll act, then you don't, over and over. So your mind learns something dangerous. Your words mean nothing. That's when discipline collapses. Not because you lack willpower, but because you've trained your mind to ignore your commands. This is why focus feels impossible now. Your attention isn't broken. Your authority is. You don't control your actions anymore. Your impulses do. Comfort didn't just soften your body. It fractured your command structure. There's no clear hierarchy inside you now. Thoughts argue. Emotions negotiate. Impulses override. Nothing leads. Strong men don't feel less fear. They move despite it. Weak men wait for the fear to disappear. It never does. So they wait forever. That's why hesitation defines your days. You think. You analyze. You prepare. But you don't move. Movement requires tolerance for discomfort. and yours has been trained down. This is why opportunity feels stressful. It demands effort. It demands exposure. It demands risk. And risk feels threatening to a system addicted to safety. So you shrink your life. Smaller goals, lower standards, less responsibility. Not because you want less, because your nervous system can't handle more. And then comes the resentment. You see others advancing, not smarter, not luckier, just willing to endure. And instead of learning from them, you dismiss them. Unhealthy, obsessed, extreme. Those labels protect your comfort. Comfort always needs justification. Because deep down, you know it's costing you something. This is the quiet frustration you live with. You're capable, but underperforming. Aware, but inactive. Potential, but unused. And that gap eats at you. Not loudly. At night. In silence. When distractions stop working. That's when the truth leaks through. You don't hate your life. You hate who you've become inside it. Because the man you could be keeps showing up in your thoughts and leaving when you refuse to act. Every day you avoid pressure, that version fades. Every day you choose ease, he weakens. Until one day, you don't recognize yourself anymore. And the most dangerous part? The state feels normal. You adapt to it. You stop resisting the decay. That's when people say, this is just how I am. No, this is how you've trained yourself to be. You weren't born soft. You were conditioned. The reversal doesn't start with motivation. Motivation is unreliable. It shows up late and leaves early. The reversal starts with exposure, controlled discomfort, chosen pressure, not chaos, not burnout, resistance. Strength doesn't come from intensity. It comes from consistency under strain. Small pressure applied daily rebuilds tolerance. That's how systems adapt. You don't need a new personality. You need to retrain your nervous system to stop panicking at effort. That's it. Discomfort feels threatening only because it's unfamiliar. The body reads unfamiliar as danger. Expose it repeatedly, and the signal changes. Fear becomes noise. Resistance becomes normal. This is why drastic changes fail. They overload a system that's been underused. Then people quit and call it proof they're not built for it. No. You just skipped adaptation. Rebuilding strength means respecting progression. You don't chase suffering. You introduce demand. One hard action per day. Not heroic, not dramatic, just unavoidable. Something that forces your system to stay present. It could be physical, training past comfort, not exhaustion. Resistance. It could be mental, a conversation you avoid, a decision you delay, a task you've been negotiating with. It could be environmental, removing a distraction, ending a convenience, creating friction where ease existed. The point isn't punishment. The point is reconditioning, teaching your system that discomfort doesn't equal danger. At first, resistance will spike. Your mind will protest. It always does. Because comfort built defenses. You'll hear familiar excuses. This is unnecessary. This is extreme. I'm fine as I am. That's not logic. That's withdrawal. Ignore the dialogue. Action retrains faster than thought. Always has. This is how authority returns. Not through affirmations. Through follow-through. You act. The system adjusts. Every time action matches intention, self-trust rebuilds. Quietly. You stop negotiating. You decide and move. Not because fear vanished. Because fear stopped controlling the outcome. That's the shift. Not confidence. Capacity. Capacity to tolerate pressure. Capacity to stay present under strain. Capacity to move when comfort says stop. This is what strength actually is. Not dominance. Not aggression. Tolerance. Strong men aren't calm because life is easy. They're calm because they can handle difficulty without breaking posture. Peace doesn't come from escape. It comes from knowing you can endure what's coming. And once your system relearns that, calm returns naturally. Not forced. Not fake. Earned. You don't become harder by hating comfort. You become harder by outgrowing dependence on it. That's the beginning, not the end. Structure replaces softness. Not intensity. Not emotion. Structure. Soft men rely on how they feel. Strong men rely on what is required. Feelings fluctuate. Requirements don't. That's the difference. When comfort ruled your life, your mood decided your actions. Tired, you stopped. Bored, you escaped. Uncertain, you delayed. That system creates fragility. Because life doesn't ask how you feel before applying pressure. Structure removes negotiation. You don't ask, do I want to? You ask, what needs to be done? And then you move. This isn't discipline as punishment. This is discipline as relief. Because decision fatigue disappears. No inner debate. No self-bargaining. Just execution. Softness thrives in ambiguity. I'll see. Maybe later. I'm not sure. Structure destroys ambiguity. Time is decided. Action is defined. Standard is clear. This is how identity changes. Not through belief. Through repetition under structure. You stop seeing yourself as someone who tries. You become someone who does. Because your system now expects follow-through. That expectation changes posture. You walk differently. You speak directly. You tolerate tension without filling the silence. Because your nervous system isn't searching for safety anymore. It knows it can handle pressure. This is why structure creates confidence. Not arrogance. Stability. When pressure hits, you don't spiral. You default to action. Because action has become familiar again. Comfort trained you to avoid discomfort. Structure retrains you to enter it deliberately. That's the reversal. You don't need to eliminate comfort. You just remove its authority. Comfort becomes optional, not governing. And once comfort loses control, you regain choice. You can rest without guilt. You can push without drama, because neither defines you. This is what most people misunderstand. Strength isn't constant hardness. It's range. The ability to apply pressure and release it intentionally. Soft men collapse under pressure. Rigid men break. Strong men adjust. That adjustment comes from structure. Daily. Predictable. Non-negotiable. And slowly, something shifts. Pressure stops feeling personal. It becomes mechanical. A signal. Something to respond to or not escape from. That's when peace changes texture. It's no longer numb. It's grounded. Quiet doesn't feel empty anymore. It feels earned. Because now, silence follows action, not avoidance. And the mind relaxes only after it trusts the body to respond. That trust was missing before. Now it's returning. Two futures exist from here. Not dramatic, not cinematic, just consequences. In one future, Nothing changes. Comfort stays in control. Days remain smooth. Weeks disappear. Years blur. No collapse, no crisis. Just stagnation. You get better at explaining why you're still here. Why now isn't the right time. Why the system is broken. Why things used to be different. Language improves. Life doesn't. That future feels calm, predictable, low risk, and quietly unbearable. Because inside that comfort, self-respect erodes, not loudly, through comparison, through regret, through the knowledge that you chose safety over growth. And that's when bitterness forms. You don't envy success. You resent it because it reminds you of the cost you avoided paying. In the other future, pressure becomes familiar. Not easy, familiar. Life doesn't become gentle. You become capable. Stress hits, and you don't flinch. Not because you enjoy it, because you trust your response. Responsibility grows. So does confidence. Not performative confidence. Functional confidence. You stop needing validation because competence is quiet. You don't chase peace. Peace follows you after effort, after friction, after resistance. This version of you isn't louder. He's steadier. He doesn't announce discipline. He demonstrates it. Hard conversations don't scare him. Delays annoy him. Excuses bore him. Not because he's superior. Because he's practiced discomfort long enough that it no longer controls him. This future costs something. Daily effort. Focus. Presence. Comfort promises ease. Strength demands payment. One drains you slowly. The other builds you slowly. Neither happens overnight. But both compound. And the difference between them? Choice. Repeated. Every day, you either enter resistance or retreat from it. There is no neutral. The world doesn't reward intention. It responds to capacity. And capacity only comes from sustained pressure. That's the direction. Not motivation. Not inspiration. Direction. You already know which path you're on. The discomfort you feel right now is awareness. Most people mute it. They scroll. They distract. They sedate. Few listen. This is the point where most people leave. Not because they disagree, because staying means responsibility. If you close this video and change nothing, nothing will confront you. Life will let you stay comfortable. That's the trap. No one is coming to demand strength from you. No system, no person, no moment. If pressure enters your life, it will be accidental. And accidental pressure doesn't build men. Chosen pressure does. So here's the line. No drama, no countdown, just a division. One side keeps their comfort. They stay calm. They stay safe. They stay exactly where they are. They call it peace. The other side gives something up, convenience, excuses, ease. Not forever, but daily. They don't announce it. They don't post about it. They don't explain it. They live it. This channel isn't here to motivate you. Motivation fades. This channel exists to remind you what strength actually costs. If you're waiting to feel ready, you won't. Readiness is a byproduct of action, not a prerequisite. If you're waiting for clarity, it comes after movement, not before. If you're waiting for fear to disappear, it never does. You just learn to move with it. That's the difference, not confidence. Competence under pressure. From here on, every day asks you a question, quietly. Will you enter resistance or retreat into comfort? No one will clap if you choose resistance. No one will notice. That's why it works. You don't rebuild your edge in public. You rebuild it in private. Early mornings, uncomfortable decisions, unseen effort. If that offends you, this channel isn't for you. But if something in you reacted, if the quiet hit too close, if you felt exposed, not inspired, that's not negativity. That's recognition. You already know comfort changed you. This video just named it. The only question left is simple. Will you keep calling escape peace? Or will you earn calm the way strong men always have? Through pressure, through friction, through choosing the hard thing when no one is watching. Subscribe if you're done being soft. Not because it sounds good, but because you're ready to live with a standard again. Or don't. Comfort will gladly take you back. It always does.